Hi everybody, thanks for tuning in to the Pottery on the Hill virtual show. I thought we'd show you around here at Tide River Pottery where I make wood-fired pots. We've been here in Nelson County, Virginia and the foothills of the Blue Ridge for about 45 years. And over that time we have built a number of kilns. I teach workshops on building kilns, on making large pots, and on stoneware. COVID has changed my life as it has for everybody's lives. In the drop of a hat, a year's worth of conferences, workshops, sales, exhibitions, and firings evaporated. So stepping back, this has provided them a time, a space to investigate new forms, new ways of approaching work, of slowing down, and dealing with this vague relationship that I have now with loading a kiln, for instance, knowing that there's nobody really waiting now for an exhibition. There's nobody really waiting for pots. So this virtual tour has been an opportunity to bridge that gap that many of us experience in all fields, waiting for an audience waiting for us. So this virtual tour is an ingenious way of sort of reaching across that gap. Welcome to Tide River Pottery. Thanks for stopping by. I thought we'd go inside. I'll give you a quick look around at the workshop and over at the kiln, and give you an idea about what kind of pots we make and how we make them. Come on in. This is the main throwing area. There are 4 potter's wheels. I work on 2 of them. I have a large pot going on one and normal sized pots on the other. The 2 apprentices, Sam and Bea, throw on the other 2 wheels. So all the pots are made, and any kind of appendages, handles, lids, spouts, feet are treated, and then they are over on this wear rack to dry. The pots have to be bone dry, no water in them before we take them in the kiln. So all these pots have what's called a wadding applied to the contact surface. On the feet of the pots, where the pot touches a shelf, where the shelf contacts a brick, where the brick contacts the floor. The ash that's developed during combustion fuses all contact surfaces. So every pot has to have this wadding provided so that it will actually come apart. Otherwise we would have a large molten mass in the kiln. So this is an anagama, which means whole kiln. The technology is 8th through 10th century. It produces pots that document the journey of flame and the deposition of ash. So we're loading this kiln right now. It holds about 1,500 pots. What you're looking at right now is about 2/3 of the 5th setting in this kiln. The kiln holds 6 settings. Each setting is 6 feet wide, 2 feet deep, and in the very back, only 3 feet tall, toward the front where you're looking now, about 5.5 feet tall. All the pots have to be placed on the shelves so that every pot will get some interaction with flame and ash. Some pots are laid on their sides, some are stacked inside each other like these 3 platters you see in the middle. In between all settings there is a space 17 inches wide, and over that space there are holes in the side of the kiln so that along the firing we can stoke wood in these small interspersed side fireboxes to bring ash and heat up along the length of the kiln. The front of the kiln, the first 3 feet, 4 feet deep, is the firebox. These are wooden 4x6s that are placed across the firebox so that I can drop a piece of plywood over and work while I'm stoking the kiln, while I'm loading the kiln. When we're actually firing, these 4x6s will be replaced with large 4x6 fire brick. And when all the pots are into the very first step, this door will be bricked up, and I'll leave an opening in the front that corresponds to this counterweighted door. This counterweighted opening will be where we stoke wood for 6 days. There'll be 2 people on shift for 6 hours for 6 days, bringing the temperature up to 2200, holding it there for another 2 days, and then driving the temperature up to 2450 before closing it down. At that point, we'll stop stoking, the kiln is sealed up, and we wait for a week or two so it can cool enough that we can unload it. So thanks for stopping by. I hope this is informative and gets you interested in wood-fired pots in general. Thanks for supporting this virtual tour. Thanks again, and thanks for supporting the arts.